Welcome back, rankers! All alone in the office, everyone's gone home. It's a cold winter's evening and they're probably at home sipping their mead and winter warmers and things like that. Not me. I'm here bringing you the news. That's what I do, the SEO news. Now, the story I did last week on Hillary Clinton, it went nowhere, which surprised me because I thought it was pretty good. I did some more digging after last week's show, and I found a few other things, and also Google has since come out with the response to the results. If you haven't seen last week's show, it's a shame, really. I need the views, guys. If you haven't watched last week's show, SourceFed came out with a video that said they thought that Google was manipulating search results, although it did have a question mark. It says, something like, did Google manipulate search results for Hillary Clinton? Now, the discrepancy I found was I'll show you in google.com, and this is what SourceFed did not do. So in google.com, you've got instant or autocomplete suggestions, search suggestions, whatever you want to call them. And you can see there I've typed in Hillary Clinton CRI and you know, we get those two suggestions. In Australia, when I do the same thing, Hillary Clinton CRI, you can see we get a very different lots of suggestions. We get these two down the bottom here, which are the same two that we get in .com, but in .com .au, we are getting far more suggestions. Now, it doesn't change if I come in with a different VPN. Now, one of the things that we're always told about the search suggestions or the autocomplete suggestions was that they were localized. You know, they were things possibly trending in your area, and that's the way I've always understood it. And certainly, there were quite a few SEOs that came out last week and were basically saying that as well. The problem with the SourceFed video is that they were comparing google.com to Yahoo and Bing, which is stupid because they're different search engines. But when you compare the .com of Google to the .com.au and the .za and the .uk, the .ie, the .ca, all of these other English-speaking countries, you get similar results to what I'm getting in the .com.au. Now, that's weird. Now, Google has said, as part of their announcement, they actually said, the Google spokesperson went on to say, our autocomplete algorithm will not show a predicted query that is offensive or disparaging when displayed in conjunction with a person's name. So what they're saying there is like if I type in, well, our Prime Minister, Malcolm Turnbull. Nothing disparaging there, right? That I can see. Bill Shorten, he's our opposition leader. Nothing really disparaging there. I guess the closest you can get is Bill Shorten memes, but that'd be the closest. So what Google's saying there is that they're not going to show anything that's going to bring the tone down. And they're using that explanation as the reason why we're not seeing the same autocomplete suggestions in the US. That doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. That just does not make sense. That's liar, pants on fire territory. So, oh, there it is. Yeah, disparaging remarks. So that was a quote from the Wall Street Journal. So the Google spokesperson told the Wall Street Journal that. Now, if that was the case, it shouldn't be appearing in all these other search engines. If Google is saying you're not going to get, you know, disparaging remarks showing up in conjunction with the person's name, you know, we shouldn't, and then, there you go. I mean, it's all there. You can go and search that. Now, Okay, so Google's saying, well, we don't do that. So what I'm seeing here is not actually here. Because Google's saying that's what Yahoo and Bing do, but we're not like Yahoo and Bing, we're Google. So we would never show Hillary Clinton criminal prosecution or Hillary Clinton criminal video. We wouldn't show those things. So then I'm looking at them and thinking, well, you know, in the US, we've got these two. We've got these two phrases. This is the only thing you get in google.com when you type Hillary Clinton CRI, right? That's it. And we get them in Australia as well. Now, search suggestions is based on trends, volume, location. So Google will try to give you, you know, things that it thinks are trending locally towards you. They're always trying to answer your question before you've asked it, basically. So if that was the case, we would expect to see some volume for these phrases in Australia. So we go to Google Trends, and this is what a lot of the other SEOs have done as well. They've gone to Google Trends and had a look at that. And you can see here, this is Australia, right? And these are the phrases that we've got here. So you can see here we've got all of those phrases. And pretty much for the most part, we've got zeros against all of them, right? So there's those searches have not been done in Australia. That's what Google's own tool is telling us. So then why for do I get them when I type in Hillary Clinton CRI? Well, you can see here, they're pretty much flatlining. So this one here, this purple one, oh, incidentally, last week we had another phrase showing up, Hillary Clinton Crime Reform Bill 1994. And that is no longer appearing, right? Which would suggest that people are no longer searching for it. Now, the research I've done on that particular phrase, and one of our US viewers can pick me up on this if I'm wrong, that particular phrase was being searched for after one of the Democratic Party debates, and that was brought up as an issue. So that's my understanding of why we had a spike in that traffic. Now, I've only gone up to the end of May here, right? So I haven't included June in any of this, because if I do, all the stuff from SourceFed will show all these spikes coming through. So I've deliberately kept June out of this particular data. So that's Australia, right? So we can see here, well, okay, makes sense. This one's a big phrase, Hillary Clinton criminal prosecution. That's why, you know, we're seeing it, and we're seeing this one as well, the Hillary Clinton criminal video, and we're starting to see searches on that. Now that only started, what's that, in April. Yeah, so this is January to May of this year. And let's switch to the US. So if this was the case, you would expect these two here should be zero in the US, right? Makes sense. So let's have a look. So Google's telling us there we go. Right? So what you can see there is that the biggest one is Hillary Clinton crisis. You can see criminal prosecution and criminal video are both way overshadowing Hillary Clinton crime reform bill, but you saw we had that last week, right? And Hillary Clinton crime reform, which is the one that we've got right now. So something's not right. Okay, so when you look at that data, the volume, and these are all relative search volumes in relation to one another, right? So they're not, you know, that doesn't mean they're where it says 12 or 7, that's not number of people, that's a percentage of the search out of all these searches, if that makes sense. So something is definitely screwy there. Either Google is broken, or someone or something is manipulating it, because it definitely looks like to me, based on Google's own tools and their own data, that certainly these phrases, Hillary Clinton criminal prosecution and Hillary Clinton criminal video, certainly look like they've been removed from the autocomplete search suggestions. And the reason I say that is that there's volume here for them, and we're seeing it in other countries which have less volume of those phrases. The other thing that's is notable here is that, and one of the things I've learned about search suggestions is that even though your Google might display a search suggestion, doesn't mean that it has any volume whatsoever. So when you're doing your keyword analysis, maybe use the search suggestion or the autocomplete for inspiration, and always double check, say, a tool like Google Trends or the Google Keyword Ad Planner. Hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully you will find that curious, because I do. And we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye. Oh, by the way, please share, subscribe. What else do you have to do? Oh, comment. Leave us a comment. If you're one of the trolls, feel free to leave a comment. But if it's rude, I'm going to delete it. Simple as that. Thanks very much. Bye.